joined, or actually we are here in the Game Arena facility here in Columbus, Ohio, doing some crazy stuff, except for Laz, which we miss you, Laz. We hope we get to, come see it sometime. That'd be freaking amazing. But anyways, that's not what we're here for, Laz. Stop talking about that. Stop making me talk about other stuff, because we are talking about the boys versus Archons here on Ascent.
So yeah, we can see here we got both the rosters. I mean, the boys, we pretty much know where all these guys have come from, like a big iteration of, the Easy 5 era, and even some other pieces as well. So you got Frosty, you got Renz, you got Governor, Leviathan, you name it. So this is one of the big teams. I mean, both these teams actually, in fact, that I'm looking forward to. I mean, Archons as well. I mean, these guys have been able to do quite well in previous events. Coming in the top 10, I believe, in the previous weeks as well. So definitely a lot here to show. And again, Choice, it's Ascent. Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk it? I have never seen this map in my entire life. But, I mean, other than that, I'm stoked to be here, Laz, just because we get to see last week's winners, the boys, do some more work here on Ascent, but up against a fantastic team again. Like, this could be another grand finals style matchup. I mean, Brisk, AJ, JGM, Toasty Unicorns, Revo, these are all fantastic players that we've seen, I mean, pretty consistently here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown. So once again, I'm stoked to watch what unfolds in front of us, especially with some of these, I mean, kind of similar. Actually, we have basically almost a mirror match of agents from last round. But, I mean, we're not talking about last round. This is the boys versus Archons, and we are starting up in the pistol round.
So Archon's going to be on the attacking side now. So pretty much, yeah, like you said, almost similar agent composition that we saw previously on the stream. But either way, might be a different sort of game because both these teams definitely bring a lot of that firepower, a lot of that experience already. So we'll have to see. Archons, though, they have the full setup here ready to go in the B main execute. Astra going to be on the side here for the defense. So we'll see if the boys have something in store for us. The star's already placed. Will be used momentarily here. It does get used, so AJ actually gets the dash on there. But Leviathan able to pick up two, with Renz able to pick up another now. And that's even a double kill as well from Renz. So Archons, they've completely fell into the meat grinder. It has not worked out well for them.
No, it has not. Look at this, a flawless round with Tetra getting that last headshot out onto Brisk. This is a great start so far for the boys, living up to their name, just kind of being the boys, hanging out and playing some video games, but absolutely dominating the field at the same time. It's looking real good so far here, Laz. And oh my goodness, I'm kind of itching here. I'm itching for some more action. I just want to get into the second round, see what kind of happens. We're still on classics for the side of Archons, but man, this is fun.
Yeah, I like the play from Archons. The fact that they, tried to go for, the old school, setup going on and execute, trying to just commit as a 5-person squad. But it doesn't work out for them. But now, I mean, like you said, this is a full save for them. So they're just going to try to get any sort of damage at all at this point. So if they can get the spike, they can pick up a frag or two. This is what they want. And you can even see the boys. They're feeling it already. They're a little bit fired up from that first round. They're able to still have all 5 players remaining, all just down here. GGM by himself, but Leviathan picking up a triple for himself. So now this is going to be where Archons should have the money on the board, 2-0. And this is the bonus. The boys, they can either decide to play, work around this off from Governor, or they can play a bit more aggressive and they can, try to put those SMGs to work in the close quarter combat where they're going to flourish very well. But it's going to be the biggest question of what do they want to do. And I mean, Governor right now with the op, oh boy, that's a big question mark for me right now.
That's scary stuff, indeed. I mean, but look at this Leviathan on top of it, 5-0, holding their own for sure. But I have a feeling Governor is definitely going to bring a lot of damage out here. Look at this gravity well pushing in, allowing them to be able to get a couple of shots off with that Astra and that Marshall. But Frosty ZK is going to be able to hit those shots just this time. But Governor getting super aggressive is going to be sending a shot out. I don't think it's going to connect this time onto Revo, but that's going to be a scary moment for them. They're going to put out a little bit of utility just to kind of keep themselves safe, push them off of that little angle, and not allow that insane operator to be able to take another shot at them that safe. So nice slow push up towards mid. They're going to take a lot of ground so far from the boys, but Renz is going to be on this well area. It does spot out. Oh my gosh, that's huge. But no, AJ's going to be able to take down Governor in a quick flick out onto his head. And that's going to be a main frag, that operator, that big econ deficit in the favor of Archons.
They haven't been able to retrieve it yet, I don't believe. So, but like you said, that's a huge pickup because that's where the biggest, threat was on the terms of, weapons or the inventory side of things here for the boys. So they now lost that piece to the puzzle. So this makes things a little bit easier for Archons. But Tektra able to find one, sprays on through for a second. So actually just decimates more incoming attackers, and now they're gonna have to reply back. Leviathan does actually retrieve it back, gets one, almost gets the second. 10 seconds remaining. They need to go. They need to get this spike down immediately, but Tasty Unicorns or Toasty Unicorns, he's gonna have to make something tasteful, but he's not gonna be able to, as the boys, they prevail and they keep things going, rewarded with new weapons, and Archons now, they hit the deficit.
Woohoo! It was looking sketchy there for a second, Laz. I mean, that headshot was so quick out onto Governor. Taking that operator off the field was huge, but Leviathan was able to pick it up and make it just as scary as when Governor had it in his hands. So here we are. We have a Hunter's Fury and an Odin hanging out on this B side, and it looks like we have a stack from the side of Archons. This could be a deficit for them right now. 3-2 split this time. Maybe a little bit of damage. Yes, I think a little bit of damage out onto Revo. That's huge. I mean, if you could get a little bit of damage, that's good enough. Here it is. My goodness, Leviathan able to spot out AJ with that recon dart and spray through the wall with the Odin. A lot of firing going out on the other side of the map, but this is it. It's just Revo with a nice headshot so far, but Frosty ZK is going to be able to finish it out with another headshot out onto Revo.
A nice pickup, the boys. They only lose 2 casualties, so not really any harm or foul for them at this moment. Money's getting a little bit more stacked here. Leviathan going to keep that Odin in the hand. I mean, that's kind of the one thing about this map that makes it really hard to play against in some degree is when you have that Sova that's close on buying the B site, you're pretty much locking that down with the recon bolt. You can just spam the wall. It's such a nuisance to get around. So that almost kind of takes away one of the options from the 2 sites here for the attackers. But right now, I mean, no ultimates available here from Archons, but they do have the weapons on their side of things. So we'll have to see what they're going to try a little bit differently. And already now, it looks like they want to try to put a little bit more pressure towards this mid and get some kind of control. Tech's actually going to fall right away, but Hunter's Fury going to be used, and Leviathan actually does get the trade back. So a good response here from the boys in terms of the attack already from Archons.
A fantastic 1-to-1 trade for both of these teams. Big players out off of both sides. You've got JGM on the side of Archons that's down. That is a lot of flashpoint. That's a lot of utility out of the hands of Archons, but Governor, my goodness. Quick reflex is able to take down Brisk. And once again, that's another agent with a ton of utility out of the field for Archons. But this could still go in their favor. They've got smokes. Leviathan looking to intercept this push out, but Toasty Unicorns takes down the turret itself. Frosty ZK, though, taking down AJ and Toasty Unicorns. This is huge stuff. It's just Revo again by themselves, and Frosty with the 3K, taking him down with a headshot.
Really nice holds that we're seeing here from the boys. They're just able to, they just seem to have good responses. They're not, going for wide swings. They're not just bringing in these, one-on-one duels. They're really working off of each other. And that's what's really just causing a lot of, stuck in the mud theory here from Archons. They just seem like they can't get out of it. And now, I mean, this is a 5-0 lead. So the boys are really showing aggression, a good opportunity for them to make it a 6-0. So they would have full control, already at the halfway point of this first half. But we're going to have to see Archons. You're going to have to try something a little bit differently. Getting that orb control from both B and A is definitely something you want. AJ does have the Bladestorm activated. You can already see able to pick up the Phoenix. So that's already a good start. But now AJ, he needs to be the biggest threat. He needs to fire on every single cylinder this round to allowing them to retrieve some weapons for themselves.
Exactly. The aggression, the aim, it has to be there. Those opening frags need to happen. They know exactly where Renz is. They're going to try and push in hot and heavy. Sends in actually the rifle towards his friends so it doesn't go into the hands of the enemy. This gravity well and swarm grenade is so deadly, but this time they're not going to fall for it. They are going to be taking their time, making it nice and slow, keeping the pressure but also keeping the patience on their side is Archons. This is a deficit for the boys right now. It's 4v5, and Archons knows it. They're going to try and be as safe as possible, setting in the dark cover to allow their cross for free, basically. The flashpoint comes out as well, but Governor is going to be able to take down JGM. Here comes the push. My goodness! AJ's going to win out in that duel. Goes up, sends in the smoke. Is going to try and get back up into heaven. He's going to have to take a lot of space away from the boys. If they can do that, that's going to be huge for them. But this time, it's going to be a nice little post-plant situation. There goes the lockdown. Leviathan is there with the Odin, trying to spray it down. Is not going to hit it this time, I don't think. It's not going to be enough. I mean, it's going to be too much. Leviathan might actually get caught out by the lockdown. Is not going to be caught out this time, but AJ getting super aggressive, going to try and push in as fast as possible. And look at this, in the right place, but no, Frosty's going to be able to take him down with a beautiful headshot. This Cosmic Divide is everything to keep them safe, but my goodness, Frosty ZK pushing in nice and heavy. Revo's not going to be able to do too much. 9 HP, pushes out. Brisk gets the headshot. Are they going to be able to win this out? It's a 2v1 situation, and that's it. The time is up, but both of them go out. That's rifles out of the hands of Archons, but their first round up on the board.
It's not pretty, but it will definitely do. Archons, I mean, we talked about AJ. He had to be the difference maker. He had to be the one that had to be fearless, and that's exactly what he did. Having that Blade Storm activated allowed them to get some real estate a lot more quickly than we typically would see without that ultimate. So they get it back. They get the round. Yeah, they lose both rifles, near the end there. But at that point, that's kind of the sacrifice that you want to go for in this kind of a point of the game. They should have enough money that they have the investment. Texture, look at this full aggression. Going for a little bit more. Run it back, baby. He gets one, gets two. Not able to get the third, though. But now, this is the thorn in the side here. Archons are not expecting this aggression, and completely works well here for the boys.
I mean, that's the benefit of playing a Phoenix, right? You can do that aggression that AJ did last round with the Blade Storm, but for basically a free life. You could just get in there and die for free, but maybe get some information. But this time it was a 2K in the favor of the boys. So now a 4v3 deficit. Frosty ZK is going to be hit by that flashpoint. It's going to proc the gravity well, which was a very interesting decision in that point, but going to try and push them off a little bit with at least some of his utility, and it worked in that situation. They weren't going to push it, and this time the fault line is going to come out. They're going to try and get this spot, but Governor is here, Laz, with this operator. Are they going to be able to handle the deadly operator of Governor or the deadly rifle? But my goodness, Laz, this is so tough.
Trying to play chicken with the operator, but it doesn't work out. The boys, they're cooking. They're cooking with gas. And now JGM is by himself on a 1-on-3 situation, just getting roasted alive. Finds the head. He gets able to a little bit of damage done. Not able to get that frag, but Governor puts that operator back to work. So the boys now, they respawn back. Again, they only lose 2 casualties. So that's something to note here as well, because they don't have to deplete their money. Governor is almost hitting the cap. So he's able to buy his teammates. So there's no going to be harm or foul here for this squad. But I'm liking what I'm seeing here from Archons. They seem to kind of get, shaken up, getting a second wind here at this moment, really changing things up completely. We're not, that last round, I mean, we saw the boys. I mean, like you said, it's kind of like Super Mario. Tektra just, has a second life and wants to go for it. So he's just running around trying something adventurous, and it works out well. But Archons, they still respawn back in decent fashion, all things considered.
Yes, they do. And this time it looks like even though they're on this Shiko round, Sheriff's in hand, a nice eco. They are getting super aggressive, pushing up in these angles. This dark cover is pretty fantastic so far, allowing a lot of space to be taken away from the boys by Archons. But this time it is going to be those 2 members in mid towards Pizza, kind of watching it nice and closely. The dark cover does come out to cover it a little bit, so that's actually going to allow Brisk to stay alive a little bit longer. Toasty Unicorns and Brisk could actually take down Tetra if he gets a little too antsy and pushes through too fast, but no, he's going to be able to take them down. They did not check the smoke, and that's going to be a double kill so far for Tetra. Beautiful stuff. Renz sending in shots downwind is going to be able to get some damage. JGM, though, with the headshot themselves, going to do some big damage there, but Renz, oh my goodness, that recon dart was so fantastically placed, and Leviathan just going nice and slow, taking him out with that Odin. My goodness, what a round.
We can see the replay here. This is where Tetra just walks right through the smoke, able to get the double, finds that good opening. And that's what we were kind of talking about here when you're on the defensive side. If you can play that counter aggression, try to win that first duel, and then reposition yourself, you're already at a good position. And the fact that Tetra was able to get double for that, yes, please. That made it so much more difficult for Archons to even go for a trade opportunity or anything like that. And now, I mean, they're down by 6 rounds. We're going already to the distance here, sorry. And now the boys, I mean, they're feeling already good. They've already controlled this first half. They've taken this regardless of Archons can pull every round back.
Yes, and look at this. Tetra once again getting nice and aggressive here in the pizza area, sending in some Odin shots. But my goodness, the trade actually comes out a little bit. Governor is going to be taken off the field. But what is this? A nice double kill for Tetra, going absolutely ham here in the mid, doing some damage on the side of Archons, getting some nice headshots. And here we are pushing up a little bit. They're trying to get as much damage out as possible, doing a little bit of something, pushing through, getting a little bit of shots through that smoke, pushing up through the tree area. It's going to be this Omen and Renz. It's going to be Killjoy versus Omen in this situation. It's getting nice and tense. They're holding their angles nice and slowly, but look at this. Toast Unicorns had every opportunity to be able to win that, but it is Renz that comes out on top with a headshot onto the Omen. That's going to be everything for the boys. They're going to stay in this huge, and there's only 2 members left, but Brisk is going to be able to take out Renz. Look at this. Leviathan is off the field. That's the Odin, but Tetra finishes it off for a 3K in this round. This is a crazy game.
The thirst is definitely quenched here, Brisk. I mean, he was trying his best, you know, get everything possible, just not able to. He had that opening a little bit in the tree room, but just not able to capitalize on the right chance. But the boys, again, they respond back with all the pressure against them. You know, even if their backs are on the boards, it just seems like they always seem to have another answer to every single threat that comes their way, and it's just becoming a catastrophe here for Archons. They're just not able to find the space that they need to be successful. And already now, Brisk, you can see he's trying to get the drone, getting a little bit more intel, get that mid control, which now isolates it right down in the middle of the map. But check to look at this. Aggression gets 1, gets 2. Can he make it 3? But he's going to be able to fall back. Able to go for the heal as well with the molly from Phoenix. And again, the 2-in-1 trade, make it a triple, baby. And now it's all just down to 1. Devo trying to make something work, gets a double with it, picks up a rifle, looking for 2 more people from the boys, but it is going to be Frosty to send him back to the grave. 9-1, the boys. They're here to play.
Yes, they are. I've got to say, Archons have been bringing it to the boys. I mean, like, it is 9-1, but every single round comes down to a boxing match between both of these teams. And my goodness, it's been making it a lot of fun, even during eco rounds. I mean, they've been doing some damage. That last round was an eco round. They were able to take down 3 of the boys, and that's huge for Archons. I mean, the econ has been everything for the boys. Look at this. They haven't fallen beneath 3K credits for a while now, but look at this, Laz. Headshots all over the place.
Already putting more pressure on now. Rolling Thunder going to be used, so that's going to be able to capitalize in the top corner, right-hand side of the A site. Doesn't land against any of the players here from the boys, but now Tetra going to use the run it back. Doesn't find anybody, but he gets the intel. He finds the people he needs. AJ, he's been able to make some magic happen with the Bladestorm. Can he do it again? Renz going to be able to plant this lockdown as well. So this is going to be a good way to really push these players back. But AJ, he needs to find him, but he's not going to be able to, as Leviathan just sprays him away with an Odin. And now we've got ourselves a 2-2 situation. HP is absolutely critical here for the Phoenix on the defensive side. Toasty Unicorns just on the other side of Tree Room. You can already see Brisk getting ready for the lineups, and this shock dart should land right on the diffuser, but there's no one there to actually go for the commit yet. Ooh. Toasty needs to find it. He does, and it's all just down to Tectra by himself. A 1-on-2 situation. A little bit of over-aggression comes through. Can he make it happen? No, but it's going to be Brisk, and that's going to quench the thirst here. Archons pick up another round.
A desperately needed round as well. I mean, my goodness, talk about parched. I mean, they are so thirsty for a round. 9-3 would be obviously a much better half for them. They could do something big on the CT side for themselves. They have a pretty solid composition to be able to get aggressive and use their utility, especially with that breach in their favor, in their hands, in their back pocket. Tons of flash points, tons of flashes in their hands. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen on the CT side, but they need this round to be in their favor to be able to give themselves some momentum for the second half of this matchup.
Every round counts at this moment here for Archons. Like I said, the boys have now easily put this first half into their full control, and the boys already, look at this, they've already pushed through A main, so they've gotten a lot of information. All the players from Archons, they're grouped up, they're at B. Look at Tectra, just has the trigger discipline, goes for the 1-2, gets it. That's going to be a knockout punch, and now attacker killjoy lockdown going to be used, so they're going to be able to push on through, but they don't check for Renz. He finds one. He's able to find two. Whoa! Yes, it makes it 3. He completely demolishes them all one by one, and all of a sudden it's just down to toasty unicorns, and this unicorn needs to gallop, but no, it's going to be a 10-2 here for the boys.
What a half for the boys. They were looking crispy, looking on top of exactly what they want to do in this situation, and that's demolish Archons and continue their reign here in the top 8, because that's the next round. But either way, they're really thirsty for that top 8 situation. I don't even know what's going on anymore, lads. This has been a hype match. I love basically all these players. They've been in the Valorant Study Showdown like a lot, basically since the beginning. So it's super fun to watch them just build rosters and get super aggressive, learn a lot of new strats, be part of the meta. So good stuff from them. I'm just happy to be here.
Hey, we both are, Choice. I definitely agree. I mean, you know, we talk about both these teams. I mean, Archons, like I've said, they've been, you know, top 8 placement back, you know, in week 33. They came 2nd place in week 40. I mean, these guys have been here for a very long time, and both these teams have. That's just kind of giving the context of why this match is so hype, is both these teams have played against each other. They've been to this distance before, which makes it even more exciting at this moment. And already now, like we said, it is the second half, switching things over. Of course, the boys now on the attacking side. They get a little bit of response here, a little bit of pulse here from Archons at that site. So instead, they're going to actually just fully gallop their way back. They're just going to retreat entirely, and they're just going to hit this B site running. They don't want to stop for any stop signs or anything at this moment here, Choice.
No, they don't. Not even for a shock dart from this Sova. Brisk is going to be sending in a lot of utility here in this situation. They do have the site in their favor. Tetra takes down Brisk themselves. Toasty Unicorns getting the rebuttal out onto Tetra. Frosty ZK trying to get themselves into a cheeky little spot here in the mid on top of the boxes, and that's going to be huge for them because look at this. They're trying to decide how they're going to get out onto the site. There's going to be a little bit of a shock dart pushed out from Leviathan. Not going to hit anything this time, but Frosty ZK with this gross angle is not going to be able to utilize it this time. The trade does come out. Toast Unicorns falls with a 3K, but Renz, my goodness, gets the last 2 kills, and that last one is with the turret. A unfortunate situation for Archons, but look at this, 11-2. They are pushing themselves. The boys do not want to lose their chance at a second week in a row of winning.
I mean, and we talk about the boys, and this is a roster that's been together, you know, mostly together and everything like that, and iterations of different organizations, things like that. So that's where, again, we talk about the experience and all the different tournaments they've been in, especially with the countless amounts here at Valorant Sunday Showdown. And now they're only 2 rounds away from putting themselves in a top 8 position. So Archons, they need to find the desperation mode. They need to make something happen here, and it's gonna have to be absolutely now. But look at this execute. This just Governor running on through with the Renz as well. They just clean up the house. Brisk able to find a little bit of life back, finds another frag with shock dart's gonna push him back. It's just a 2-on-4 at this moment. They just want to take down as many people so they can go for this gun round, but it's all just down to Revo by himself. Your choice, and oh no, the frenzy feels bad. The knives are up to the gunplay, but it will be no knife here, but it will be a 12th round here for the boys.
Making it a lot of fun for us, the viewer, that's for sure. Pulling out the Oni Claw and trying to get that kill. And my goodness, the headshot does come out from the frenzy, but wow. They're giving us a show, that's for sure. Match point, 12-2, and this is everything for Archons. They're gonna have to push back with everything they've got. They have no room. They have no breathing room. They are suffocating in this situation, and the boys are living it up to the max, basically.
I feel like, Archons are just like those little kids that are in the pool. Like, it's just like, hey, you got to swim. And they're like, I don't want to swim. And they're, they're just drowning. They're just trying to, it's all about survival. And that's what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to survive this huge threat of the boys. And already now the boys, they've been able to get into this B site. They get a lot of control. Look at this Renz. He goes for the one, gets almost the second, but it's good trades that come back here from Archons. And already now the spike is going to be planted. We have ourselves a 3-3. This is it. This is where Archons needs to pick up this round. Otherwise, that's going to be that here, Choice.
Oh my goodness, the kills are going 1 for 1 over and over again, but there it is! Frosty and Leviathan are able to finish it off 13-2. It's the boys taking down the Archons here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown playoffs.
Wow. I mean, simple word. I mean, call me Cuppa, but I mean, wow. I mean, really, it's just, that's a lot of 2 games in a row now we've seen on the stream where it's just full domination. I mean, we just saw the boys. It was just a bully sesh. I mean, these guys took the game over completely.
Yeah, they did. I got to give it to Archons. I mean, they did the best that they could with what they were given, and that is an on fire the boys pushing their way through the bracket here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown. And we're about to take a look at the MVP, but I mean, we basically already know who it is. It's going to be Tetra on the Phoenix, going 28-6. with 7 first bloods. This is insane. A 388 combat score, just absolutely dominating the field with this fiery Phoenix.
And that's what you want. That's what you want from one of your duelists. I mean, Phoenix, I love having Phoenix, especially in the composition for your team. And look at that, 28 with a 388 average combat score. Like you said, 7 first bloods. That is perfect. That is picture perfect what you want from your duelist. And that is just exactly a big key of success. It definitely went around the whole team. You can see everybody's frags are really close and everything like that. But when you have your duelist just popping off like that, it's hard to counter those kind of moments.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the boys looking to make their grand finals run again for the 2nd week in a row. And it looks like, especially judging by what we just witnessed, they can definitely do it. But on the other side of the bracket, we're going to have 2 more teams, so definitely don't go anywhere because we're going to have more hot fire action here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown, so don't go anywhere.